Okay, Wildcats. Today we're looking at Wednesday, October 10th, Formulate Systems of Equations on page 17. If you would, update your table of contents. All right, now your table of contents are updated. Let's take a look at the notes. All right, Formulate Systems of Equations on page 17. Steps to formulate and solve a system. Step 1, define the variables. Step 2, write the equations. Step 3, solve the system. And step 4, explain the solution in sentence form. Okay, if you would, finish up your notes. Now your notes are updated. Let's look at the examples. All right, page 17. All right, a system of equations uses two or more equations that represents a situation. When you solve a system of equations, you find out where the equations intersect or if they don't at all. All right, example 1. Admission fee at the Blooming Festival is $1.50 for children and $4 for adults. On a certain day, 22,000 people or 2,200 people enter the fair and $5,050 is collected. How many children and how many adults attend? So the first step is you're going to define the variables, okay? Let's let x equal the number of children, and let's let y be the number of adults. All right, the next step is write the equation. So the first thing is there's 2,200 people, so that's total. So that's just x plus y equals 2,200. Okay, now the second equation is money, money, money. This money, money, and the three money numbers should make up the equation. So it's $1.50 per child plus $4 for adult, and that equals $5,050. Okay, now the next thing to do is solve. Okay, now this is equation 1. This is equation 2. Okay, so I think elimination is probably our best step. So what we want to do is let's eliminate the x's. So if I multiply x by negative 1.5, then the x is negative 1.5 plus 1.5 would be 0. But what I do to one thing in the equation, I have to do it to all. So I'm going to multiply negative 1.5 times equation 1. So negative 1.5 times x is negative 1.5x. Negative 1.5 times 1 is negative 1.5y. And then negative 1.5 times 2,200 is negative 3,300. And that's equation 1 times negative 1.5. All right, now we just rewrite equation 2. So 1.5x plus 4y equals 5,050. And that's equation 2. All right. So now this plus this are combined is 0. Negative 1.5y plus 4y is 2.5y. And then negative 3,300 plus 5,050 is 1,750. All right. Now we divide 2.5 from both sides. So then you get y equals 1,750 divided by 2.5 is 700. Now finding x is simple. We know there's 2,200 people, so if we just take 2,200 minus 700, that is 2,200 minus 700 is 1,500. All right, and then the last step is to write the solution in sentence form. So you would say 1,500 children and 700 adults attended the Bloomin' Festival. All right, so finish up example 1. All right, let's take a look at example 2. Example 2. A Temple landscaping company placed 2 orders with the nursery. The first order was for 13 bushes and 4 trees and totaled $487. The second order was for 6 bushes and 2 trees and totaled $232. The bills do not list the per item price. What were the cost of 1 bush and 1 tree? So there's our variable. So let's call B the cost of 1 tree. And let's call T the cost of 1 tree. And I think I made a mistake. It should be cost of 1 bush. Not brush. I'm going to get this right. Hold on. Cost of 1 bush. There we go. So B is the cost of 1 bush and T is the cost of 1 tree. All right, so next up is going to write the equation. Okay. So it says 13 bushes and 4 trees totals $487. So we would say 13 bushes plus 4 trees equals 487. And then we would say the second order was for 6 bushes plus 2 trees, and that equals $232. Now again, I think solving is probably elimination is probably our best bet. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. So I don't want to mess with the 13 and 6, but here I have a 4 and a 2. If I multiply the second equation by -2, this would be a -4. So those would cancel. So I'm going to multiply equation number 2 by -2. So I can do anything in equation 1. So 13b plus 4t equals 47. But -2 times 6 is -12b. -2 times 2 is -4t. And -232 is -464. Okay, so 13 minus 12 is 1b. That cancels, that's 0, and then equals 487 minus 464 is 23. So 1 bush costs $23. Now to find out how much a tree costs, we need to substitute 23 into either equation and solve for t. In this case, I'm going to plug into the first equation. So 13 times 23 plus 4t equals 487. So 13 times 23 is 299 plus 4t equals 47. We're going to subtract 299 from both sides. And I've run out of space, so I'm going to bring that work up here. So then you're left with 4t equals 487 minus 299 is 188. Divide both sides by 4. So t equals 188 divided by 4. All right. So if you would finish up example 2. All right, example 2 is finished. Let's take a look at example 3. All right, a Temple restaurant orders 200 flowers for Mother's Day. They ordered carnations at $1.50 each, roses for $5.75 each, and daisies at $2.60 each. They ordered mostly contains 20 fewer roses than daisies. the total order came to $589.50. How many of each type of flower was ordered? So the first thing we want to do is define a variable. So we'd say C is the number of carnations okay. R is the number of roses, and D is the number of daisies. All right. So now we want to write the equation. So here it says, first of all, there's 200 flowers. So we know that C plus R plus D equals 200. Okay. Now let's look at money. We know that carnations are $1.50 plus roses are $5.75 plus daisies are $2.60, and that equals $589.50. All right, and then the last part, it says we know there's 20 fewer roses than daisies. That means the number of roses equals the number of daisies minus 20. Now, for the problem 1 and 2, I've showed you how to do it algebraically. This time, I'm going to show you how to put it in your calculator and solve. Okay. So to do that, we're going to go to New Document. No. I'm going to add calculator, and then I'm going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve System. Now here we're going to change that to 3. There's 3 equations. Press Enter, and then I'm going to type them in. So C plus R plus D equals 200, and then 1.5 C plus 5.75 R plus 2.6 D equals 589.5. And then R equals D minus 20. Now, there's a problem though. We're not using X, Y, and Z, so we need to delete these and put C, comma, R, comma, D. And then press Enter, and ta-da, there you go. Our solutions are 80, 50, and 70. So that means in order, C is 80, R is 50, and D is 70. So C is 80, R is 50, and D is 70. Okay, so we write our solution in sentence form. All right, so we would say there are 80 carnations, 50 roses, and 70 daisies. Oh, hold on. That were ordered. There we go. All right, so finish up example 3. All right, now let's look at example 4. All right, find the equation of the parabola that passes through the point -1, 9, 1, 5, 2, 12. All right, so this one is a very special type of problem. Now, parabola is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus 1c equals y. Now that's important because this is an x and y point, this is an x and y point, and this is an x and y point. So the first thing we want to do is define the variables. Well, they are a, b, and c. That's just really what they are. So a, b, and c. Now to write the equation, that's a long bell. Okay, I'm going to plug in -1 for x and 9 for y. Okay, but I'm also going to write the equation in this form. I'm going to write it as x squared a plus xb plus 1c equals y. Okay, so doing that, I'm going to start with the first point, -1, 9. So I'm going to plug in -1 everywhere there's an x. So that's -1 squared a minus 1b plus 1c equals, and the y value is 9. Now, whenever you square a negative number, it has to be in parentheses. Now let's look at the second point. So I'm going to plug in 1 for x. So that's 1 squared a plus 1b plus 1c equals, the y value is 5. Okay. So now the last point, 2, 12. So 2 squared a plus 2b plus 1c equals 12. Now we need to simplify that. So -1 squared is 1, so that's 1a minus 1b plus 1c equals 9. And then that's 1a plus 1b plus 1c equals 5. And then that's 4a plus 2b plus 1c equals 12. Now at this point, we're going to use our calculator to solve it. So to do that, I'm going to go to On, New Document, No. Let's see, New Document, No. Add Calculator. And we're going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve System. Now 3 equations, and this is where I should have done the first one. We're not using x, y, and z. We're using a, comma, b, comma, c. Okay, press enter, and then you just type your equations in. So 1a, they don't have to be capitalized, minus 1b plus 1c equals 9. 1a plus 1b plus 1c equals 5. And then 4a plus 2b plus 1c equals 12. And so our values are 3, -2, 4. So in that order. So A is 3, B is -2, and C is 4. Okay. So our solution basically is an equation. So our solution is 3x squared minus 2x plus 1 times 4 is just 4, which equals y. Which makes sense because we know it's ax squared plus bx plus c equals y. All right, so finish up example 4. All right, let's take a look at example 5. And it looks like we've got some sun shining down on us. There we go. All right, example 5. The arcade at the Temple Mall uses 3 different color tokens for their game machines. For $20, you can purchase any of the following mixture of tokens: 14 gold, 20 silver, and 24 bronze, or 20 gold, 15 silver, and 19 bronze, or 30 gold, 5 silver, and 13 bronze. What is the monetary value of each token? So let's first define the variables. So let's start with, I guess they're in order, so G. So G is the gold value. Then looks like the next S is the silver value, and B is the bronze value. All right, so now we're going to write the equation. All right, so it says the first one is 14 gold, so that's 14G plus 20. You know what? That S worries me. I think you're going to confuse this number. I'm not wrong to use GS and B, but wow, that eraser sucks. What's up with that? Let's use X, Y, and Z. I think that probably makes more sense, okay? All right, so that's 14X plus 20Y plus 24Z, and they all say they're equal to 20, so it's equal to 20, okay? So the next one is 20 gold, so it's 20X plus 15Y plus 19Z equals 20. Okay, and then the next one is 30 gold, so 30X plus 5Y plus 13Z, and that equals 20. All right, so to solve, again, we're going to use our calculator. So delete that, and then we're going to go to Menu, Algebra, Solve System, 3 equations. In this case, we're using X and Y and Z, so that's probably perfect. So then we do 14X plus 20Y plus 24Z equals 20. 20X plus 15Y plus 19Z equals 20. And then 30X plus 5Y plus 13Z equals 20. Press enter, ta-da. And we get it to convert the fraction we want decimal, press Control Enter. So we got 0.5, 0.35, and 25. So 5 cents, 35 cents, 25 cents. Okay, so let's write that down. So our solutions are X, Y, Z. So X equals 0.5, Y is 0.35, and Z is 0.25. So what was the monetary value of each token? So the gold tokens are 50 cents. The silver tokens are 35 cents. And the bronze are 25 cents. All right. Now, this is a fairly long video. I understand that we just did a lot of work. Wow. All right. So to adjust for that, now these first 2 pages, this page is again on page 17. So these 2 pages are notes. Tear those off. So this page And this page, go in your journal binder. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick 2 of the 3 problems. And to give you perspective, you can do 1 and 2 or 3 and 2. You have to do number 2, okay? But you can choose to do 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, and then we'll go through all 3 together, okay? And so we'll work over that, and we'll figure that in class how much time we need to do that, okay? So with that, have a wonderful